My dear brothers and sisters, we are in the month of August, and as you move around, just outside the Basilica and around the place, you see a lot of greenery. And when you see greenery, you feel very happy because the color green away is very, very refreshing to the eyes. When you move around the countryside, in the village side, you see also greenery of a different type. This is the crop is coming up. A couple of days back, on the 5th of August, the Rayas celebrated the Constantine Fest, and a day later in Salo, they had the same festival. And this festival will go on the course of the month. Every church celebrates this feast of the harvest of the corn. But this corn doesn't come by itself. There is a death and there is so-called life. The farmers sow the seeds in the soil when the crop is ready. And this seed has to die first to bring life. You heard the parable in the gospel. Unless a grain of wheat falls on the ground and dies, it remains just a grain. You can put this grain in the barns and you can have sacks and keep for days and days and months till they get rotten. But if you put in the ground a good soil, it comes up and gives abundance of grain. This is what we see in the life of St. Lawrence, whose feast we have today. If you go back to the early history of the church, after the 4th century, Christianity was in a way blessed with persecutions. Every Roman emperor would pass edict banishing Christians, or edict saying, put them to death. Lawrence's life was full of that. As per traditions come to us, given to us, different documents, he lived, as I said, the time of persecution, right from the time he was born till he was persecuted. Emperor Valerian had passed an edict saying all bishops, all priests, all deacons, and all Christians had to be put to death immediately. And so they were put in prisons and persecuted, and there were so many of them martyrs. But it just singles out this person, Lawrence, and today we have a big feast of St. Lawrence, a big feast in Chicago. What is particular about this man, Lawrence? He was the time when Pope Sixtus was the Pope. And he was given in charge of the church so-called wealth. The purpose was to give it to the poor. And he began to, in a way, share church properties, sell it, and give the money to the poor. And when the emperor heard about it, that the church got a lot of wealth, and this man is trying to accumulate all of sell and collect money, he felt greedy within himself. And he told Lawrence, I will save your life, but give me all the wealth that you have. And he said, give me 3 days, just 3 days, I will collect all the wealth. In the meantime, he has sold the wealth, given money to the poor, and also gathered all the poor, that blind, that lame, all you call them together on that 3rd day. And when the emperor asked him, where is the wealth? He said, here's my wealth. Here, you can see in front of me. The blind, the deaf, the poor, the lame, here's my wealth. He says, when he heard this, he was arrogant and he was burnt alive. Also, jokes tell at this moment when he was being roasted. It is said that he told the so-called the people there, no, I think you roasted me one side enough. Please turn the other side. You get fully roasted. So we find after he died, the entire Rome is said to have become Christians. So death of one person, in a way, brings life to the many. Just the death of one grain falling ground brings abundance of grains. So too, death of one martyr, Valerian, it brought life in Rome. Such is our life. As we live, grow, we need to die constantly. We may not have died physically, but spiritually. All that is in us negative. Maybe out of pride, or selfishness, or greed for this and for that, and so on. So unless we die to that, we will not be able to live like Christ and enjoy life to the full.